Hi friends, how are you? My name is Sigma Patel and now today me and my friends presenting big data privacy. My friends is Jasbir Kaur, Anjuman Belam, Pranay Kumar Patel and Anmol Kamboj. This is the agenda of our presentations. Now we are talking about big data. What is big data? Big data is defined as enormous which amount of data which an organization doesn't have the capability to process with the usual techniques of the organizations. Some following points are: it is preferred design should be developed to present the data more effective and efficient way. The generation of the technology alkylology which is sketched to extricate extricate the preference economically from the large volume of the data. Basically, big data have three characteristics. First, velocity, second is variety, and third is volume. They are also known as 3V of the big data. Now, we are talking about the big data life cycle. There are three steps of the big data life cycle. First is big data generation, second is big data storage, and third one is big data processing. Now we are talking about big data generation. How big data generated? Big data is not new. It is existed even before the phrase of big data was invented. Big data becomes important only after emergence of social media in 2008. Big data can be generated by human, machine or machine and human combined. It can be generated anywhere. Any information is generated and stored in structured or unstructured format. It can be generated in industry, in military units or internet, in hospital or anywhere else. Big data can be broadly categorized on the basis of sources. Now we are talking about big data storage. The data itself in big data is unstructured, which can be mostly file-based and objective storage. Although a specific volume or size of capacity is not formally defined, big data storage usually refers the volume of the growth exponentially to a terabyte or petabyte scale. Now we are talking about big data processing. How to big data process? Big data is a finely treated way to analyze, systematically extract the information from or otherwise deal with the data sets are too large or complex to be dealt with by traditional data processing application software. Big data was organically associated with three concepts. First, volume, second is variety, and third is velocity. Three, we are defined properly or demonstration of big data. Volume refers to the amount of the data. Variety refers to the number of type of data. And velocity refers to the speed of the data processing. Now next parts continue with my friend Jasbir. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Sigma. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasper. I hope you all will be well in this hard time. Today, we are giving a group presentation on our research topic, Big Data Privacy. Earlier, my friend Sigma already explained you what is big data and what are the three life cycles of big data. Now, I will continue with my topic, Big Data Privacy. First of all, I will explain you what is big data privacy. As it's clear from the topic that big data privacy is combination of two words, big data and privacy. It can be defined as the privacy and security of large amounts of data used by big organizations Big data term can be used for very large data sets that have more varied and structured data and complex data. So, big data is only a privacy risk if it's not managed properly. In this, I use term privacy risk, and the question will come in mind that what is privacy risk? Privacy risk is the term that explains that the use of your personal information without your permission by someone else means you will lose your access over the personal information. And the big data is assessed, but if it's left unprotected, then it will cause harm to many organizations. As you know, there are a number of privacy preserves mechanisms developed for privacy protection at three different stages of the big data lifecycle. Now I will explain you the big data privacy term used in the one lifecycle, that is generation stage. Generation stage is classified into two types: active data generation and passive data generation. Active data generation can be defined as the stage in which the data owner give the access to the third party that they can use their data, or it can also be called explicit data. And the passive generation data is the term which explains that the data that's collected by the third party without the permission of the owner of the data. It can also be called implicit data, and there can be many steps used by many organizations to minimize the risk of data. One of them is falsifying data, another one is restriction of data access. What is falsifying data? In some cases, it is unrealistic to counteract access of sensitive data. In this data, in this term, data can be distorted by using different tools to the data gotten by the third party. If the data is distorted, then the true information of the owner will be not revealed properly to the third party. The another one is the restriction of data. Restriction of data access is clear from the word that data access, you can put restriction on that, means you can control your data by yourself. The owner will give the data passively. Few steps should be taken to ensure privacy. And if the data owner thinks that the data may be uncover sensitive information which is not supposed to be shared, it refuses to provide such data over the internet. So the next will continue by the Belem, that is our group number. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Jasbir. This is Anjanelu Bellam. Today I am going to discuss about the big data privacy in a data storage phase. The conventional security mechanism to protect data can be divided into four categories. The first one is file level data security schemes, and the second one is database level data security schemes, and third one is media level data security schemes, and the fourth one is application level encryption schemes. Here the first one is the file level data security schemes. A data protection scheme refers to the collective data protection tools, policies and procedures that protect against data loss in a data storage or a backup infrastructure environment. It is used in enterprises data storage and backup environment to deliver reboot and reliable data protection services. The second one, database level data security schemes. Data security refers to the various measures organization to ensure their databases are protected from internal and external threats. Organizations must secure database deliberately attacks such as cyber security threats as well as the measures of the data and the database. The third one is media level data security scheme. The transmission of data including source data, linkage keys as well as that associated with the remote or electronic access to integrated data sets is a primary consideration for a media level data security scheme. Here the fourth one is application level encryption schemes. Essentially, this means the data is encrypted before it is written to the database. This is unique approach to encryption, allows for the encryption process to be tolerated to each users based on the information of the database. The electronic access to integrated for a application level encryption schemes. The next one, big data privacy in a data processing phases. There are two phases. The first phase and the second phase. The first phase is the goal is to safeguard the information from a unisolated disclosure. These characteristics usually correlate with the additional difficulties in storing, analyzing, and applying a further procedure or extracting results. Big data analytics is a term used to describe the process of researching a massive amount of complex data in order to reveal a hidden patterns or identifying and the privacy of big data and the widespread uses of the big data. The paper focuses on the privacy and the security concern in a big data. Since the collected data might contain a sensitive information of the data owner. The second phase, the aim is to extract the meaningful information from the data without altering the privacy. Big data enables to check a control and knows everything, but to know everything and intentions and obligations is that an organization should do everything and possible to protect a sensitive data sets and to be open clear with the data. Thank you. The remaining will go by the Anmol.
Hello friends. First of all, thanks for the Belam who gives the better opportunity for the presentation. First of all, I giving my small introduction. Myself Pranay Kumar Patel. My student ID 30361831. Now I am going to give a presentation on the cloud computing and big data. It refers to following activities like associated through a big data as there is a continuous requirement of computation and the storage of the large data. The second one is it is easier to gather economic profit, which also put the threat on the privacy as well as on the security. And third one is enhance the issue of privacy and avoid to transfer data through cloud unless they have a security. Now the second is approaches to privacy preservation storage on the cloud. There are four types of the attribute based encryption, homomorphic encryption, storage path encryption, and use of hybrid clouds. In the attribute based encryption, the attribute based encryption is the type of the public key encryption in which the secret key is a user. In the homomorphic encryption, the best example of homomorphic encryption is the RSA algorithm, in which allows the user to manipulate without needing a decrypt first. In the storage path encryption is a feature of the storage security that is gaining a favor amongst the enterprises. And the hybrid cloud is a cloud computing environment that uses a mix of a private cloud as well as the third party. Now I'm going to give this chances of the Anmol for the next presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Parnay. I'm Anmol and I will take the rest part of this PPT. So, start with challenges in big data privacy. So, first of all, big data is nothing new to large organizations. However, it's also becoming popular among smaller sized medium due to cost reduction and provided easy to manage data. And cloud-based storage has facilitated data mining and collection. However, this big data and cloud storage integration has caused a challenge to privacy and security threats. So here I mention a big challenge of this big data privacy. First of all, filtration and validation of endpoint users. In these challenges, endpoint devices are the main factor for maintaining big data. Storage, processing, and other necessary tasks are performed with the help of input data, which is provided by endpoints. So, therefore, an organization should make sure to use an ethic and legitimate endpoint devices. And there are more challenges for big data privacy, and another is protecting transaction data and logs. So so data storage in a storage medium such as transaction log and another sensitive information may have varying level, but that's now enough. For instance, the transfer of data between these levels give the IT manager insight over the data which is moving moved. Data size being continuously increased, and scalability and availability make auto necessary for big data storage management. New challenges are being posed to big data storage as the auto tiering method doesn't keep track of data storage location. And the another is the challenge, which is data provenance. To classify data, it's necessary to be aware of its origin in order to determine the data origin accurately. Validation and access control could begin, and this one the challenges be effect to big data privacy. So here I will talk about the conclusion about the data privacy, big data privacy. So first of all is the access control and secure end-to-end communication, because big data privacy has the big data of all customer organization, and it is very good to big data analytics to use data in easy way and reduce the code, and also data anonymization as well as decentralization storage, effective machine learning techniques, and distributed data analytics, which is in the I add in my conclusion, and also describe my another teammates about the big data life cycle privacy and big data privacy in generation stage, also data storage phase, as well as cloud computing and big data. And this is the this is the conclusion for the big data privacy. So our future research will be consistent on security and privacy review divided according to application domains such as healthcare, Internet of Things, and social media, because big data privacy is a really issue in this world, and it is the important challenge to how to manage the big data, and also access to everyone to a good facility to serve access the every data and no steal data. So in the references, I add these references where I take the resources, and also I make this PPT. So I add these few references for this PPT,